Everyone thinks growth comes from more effort. That's exactly why they stay average. You don't grow because you're working harder. You grow because of people who are around you. And if this makes you feel uncomfortable, it absolutely should. Because the real reason why most business owners plateau isn't the lack of skill, it's actually lack of proximity. And if you stay with me till the end of the episode, I'm going to show you why your network is either your biggest unfair advantage or your invisible ceiling. This isn't your usual network more advice. We are going to go much deeper than that. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Raw and Unfiltered, a podcast that tells you about business, the facts that other content creators refrain from sharing on social media because building a business is not just about $1 million revenue business. It's also about doing what needs to be done, building the right attitude, the mindset, the team, the skills, the systems, and a lot more. Raw and Unfiltered tells you the reality of business most people discover too late. If this is the first time that you're meeting me, hi, I'm Manish Ahuja. By profession, I'm a business growth educator and consultant. I help business owners, marketing and sales professionals, content creators, coaches, personal brand builders to grow steadily, systematically, and at scale by aligning their marketing and sales for professional growth. I'm talking about this today because I keep seeing ambitious business owners doing everything right on paper, posting consistently, investing in courses, investing in new funnels, learning about them, hiring teams, and still they feel stuck. The belief I want to challenge is simple. That information is what changes you actually, the information that I'm going to share with you. This episode is for you if you're serious about building the top 1% life, not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and strategically. If you're just looking for hacks, this episode or this podcast isn't for you. I haven't scripted this, I just have a few points that I want to talk to you about. Let's start with the most uncomfortable truth. You don't rise to your goals, you actually sink to the standard of people around you. And if you don't have 8 to 10 people on speed dial who challenge your thinking, stretch your standards, and share your values, you're actually operating in isolation. Isolation may feel productive, but it's slow. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They think that growth is a solo sport. They think that mentors are enough. They think courses are enough. In fact, there are some stupid people who believe that YouTube is enough. But mentors just tell you what works. They don't show you what fails in real time. That's where peers step into the picture. And that difference is everything. Which brings me to a counterintuitive point. Your biggest growth does not come from your mentor. It actually comes from people you meet in the rooms or the masterminds that your mentors create. From conversations before and after the session. From mistakes that your peers are making before you make them. And most importantly, from the feedback that you're getting from their mistakes or on the information or the conversations that you have in these masterminds. You start seeing patterns, you start spotting blind spots, and you start thinking in layers. Transformation stops being dramatic, it actually starts becoming incremental. One insight, one correction, one shift at a time. That's when growth accelerates. But if you ignore this, you end up becoming the smartest person in your circle. And that feels good, but it actually costs you years, time, and money, and a lot of notional losses which you'll never realize. Because when no one stretches you, you stretch yourself based on your old limits. That's subtle but dangerous. Let me give you a personal observation. A lot of what I know about digital marketing, coaching, content creation, and community building did not come from a single course. It could not have come from a single mentor or a master either. It came from proximity. Yes, I have invested in a lot of masterminds and mentors, but the real leverage came from people that I met in these masterclasses or these masterminds or in these courses or in the communities that I'm a part of. I saw what wasn't working for others. I saw what audience of other people were rejecting. I saw where others were struggling. That access saved me from making these expensive mistakes in my business. And something unexpected happened. My one to one consulting started because of these relationships that I created. Not because I pitched, not because how I positioned myself, because they knew me and they trusted me. They had seen how I think. They wanted more consistent access. And that's how I became a business consultant. Not from some magical strategy, literally just through proximity of people who met me in these masterminds. Which leads me to the most important thing that people don't calculate. But before we go there, let me tell you about something that is going to be really helpful to you. If you resonate with the way of thinking that I'm sharing in this podcast episode right now, I would like to invite you to MrEmogical Exclusive, which is exactly built around this principle. It's a subscription that gives you behind the scenes access, exclusive videos, early releases, member only AMAs, private Zoom interactions. It's not just content, it's proximity and access to information that I'll never share on social media. And hence, I want you to become a part of Mr. Emogical exclusive. If that matters to you, you already know where to find it. Scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now, or you'll find the link to join Mr. Mojical exclusive in the show notes of this episode. Now, let's get deeper. This really isn't your networking problem, it's actually a standards problem. You don't need more contacts, you need high caliber conversations. You need people who share your value system, people whose traits you respect, people you would actually want to grow old around, because you absorb more than just strategies. You absorb their thinking patterns, you absorb their emotional responses, their ambition levels. If you don't intentionally design this environment, life will design it for you, and default environments create default results. So here's a mental test for you. Open your phone. If you don't have 8 to 10 people you meet at least once a month or interact with who stretch you, you don't have a network. You just have contacts, and contacts don't transform you. Conversations do, interactions do, contemplation does. If you're in Mumbai and if you want to build this kind of circle, feel free to reach out to me on DMs on Instagram. If you're anywhere else and you're serious about building it digitally, again, reach out to me on DM and let's at least start a conversation. Because proximity is not about geography, it's about true intention. If you want that 1% life, you can't build a top 1% life with 99% conversations. Be honest to yourself. Are you avoiding better rooms because of money, or better rooms because the exposure that you have in your current level? If this is true, what does that force you to change? If you've made it till this far, tell me in the comments which point hit you the hardest. If you disagree with something, let me know. If something felt uncomfortable, I would definitely want to know about that as well. And if you have any feedback, share it so I can make these episodes sharper for you in the future. That's all what I have for you for today. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel or the podcast where you're listening to this on the application of your choice. Follow me across social media for a lot more valuable content. I'll now see you in the next episode. Until then, take good care, keep going, keep growing.